What is up, guys? I want to say welcome back, but this is the first video on the channel. I have another main channel. It's called Blind Sandwich. I'll link it down below. I apologize as I am still getting over a sinus infection. I'm coughing a bit. My voice still isn't completely restored. And I know nobody's really even going to watch this, but basically I thought, you know, we don't have a ton of album reviews on YouTube, and I thought I would hop on that train because it's something I've always been interested in. I've always wrote down my thoughts on albums but never shared them with anyone because I don't have a lot of people in my life that share a common music taste with me. So basically today, and how this is going to work is if I'm going over an album that I do personally own, I will hold up the CD and show you guys the album. It will also be in the thumbnail. Today, we're going to be reviewing Children of Bodom's third studio album, Follow the Reaper. And honestly, guys, this is... I'm really excited. I think this is a great album to start on this channel because, you know, this channel we're doing metal, hard rock, some alternative maybe. I don't know. But just let me know what you guys want to see if anyone even watches this bullshit. So we're doing Children of Bodom, Follow the Reaper. This came out in 2000, and I'm going to go track by track and just explain how I feel about each song, and then I'm going to go over the entirety of the album, how I feel about the entire album altogether as a whole, and then I'm going to give it a rating out of 10. So, like I said, this was their third studio album. This came out in 2000. And the first track is the title track, Follow the Reaper. The chorus is absolutely amazing in this track. It is an amazing opening track to this album. I remember Follow the Reaper was the second album I had ever heard by Children of Bodom. The way I actually got into Children of Bodom was through a Twitch streamer called Jason Paradise. He used to do, and I don't know if he still does anymore, he used to do a lot of Clone Hero, and he did this endurance challenge, which was a 3-hour compilation of, you know, very difficult metal solos, and Children of Bodom was one of the categories, and I thought, okay, some of this sounds really good. I want to know what the, you know, the vocals sound like, so I jumped onto that, and like I said, Follow the Reaper, the opening track, just a beautiful chorus. The breakdown after the chorus is absolutely amazing. And I only mentioned this with this song just because this is such a widespread thing throughout Children of Bodom as a band. And this album and the previous one, Hatebreeder, especially, the keyboard and the guitar harmonies going together is just absolutely gorgeous. It is a beautiful thing. And the first ever album I heard was a little more heavy than Follow the Reaper. The first album I ever heard by them came out in 2003. It was Hate Crew Death Roll. And I just thought that album was absolutely groundbreaking in the metal community. Because, like, I was born in 2004, and that came out a year before I was born, and I thought that was just absolutely amazing that, you know, that came from that era. And it was, like, so advanced for the time that no one else was really doing a sound exactly like that. Track number 2, Bodom After Midnight. It really kicks in hard. Like, within the first 10 seconds, it just fucking smacks you in the face. Great song. Amazing song. It is actually my favorite track on the album, Bodom After Midnight. Love it. Chorus, solos, build-ups, they're all perfect. And honestly, Children of Bodom always adds so many layers in their music and their albums. But to me, like, for some reason, Bodom After Midnight, like, the song, like, you can just hear so many different layers. And I don't know if that's just a me thing or if you guys feel the same way, if you've even listened to this stuff. But it just feels like there's so many layers. Track number 3, Children of Decadence. It starts off slow and then the drums kick in. It's heavy, yet very mythical sounding, and like with the riffs. The riffs are very heavy, but it sounds very mythical at the same time. I got my notes here, by the way. This is where I'm getting this from, because obviously I'm not going to memorize everything. It is not my favorite song on the album, but the chorus is pretty cool with the guitar harmonies, and it really honestly follows, or it flows, and then what immediately follows the chorus is also amazing. The song grows on you over time, and especially as it goes on, because the song itself, like when it first starts off, you kind of wonder, like, okay, it's just another Children of Bodom song. But the second half of the song is truly a lot better than the first half, and it starts to kick in, and you start to like the song a little bit more. And the solos in this song are just absolutely groundbreaking. Like, I love Children of Bodom's guitar solos. They are just so good. Track number 4, Every Time I Die. Love this song. Probably very close behind Bodom After Midnight for my favorite tracks. It's got a nice evil beginning, or an evil sounding beginning. Typical heavy Bodom riff. And then there's the typical nice harmonies from this band. Children of Decadence, the previous track, it's great, but it's nice to have something slower follow such a heavy track. Like, it kind of slows the record down a little bit. And the whole thing just kind of like, it sets the mood back into place. And I like that because it's about halfway through the album. So you get that like reset, like, okay, now I'm ready for the heavy shit again. Which you definitely need to be ready for the second half of this album. And honestly, this song, like, since it's slowed down a little bit, I don't know what it is about the solo on this album. Honestly, I think it is my favorite solo of all time in this fucking album. It's slow, but it works, and it's really, really good. It's relaxing, it's beautiful. Everything about this album is just, I love this album so much. And I thought, like I said, I thought this would be a perfect starting album for this channel. Traffic. Track number 5, Mask of Sanity. The intro is very melodic. I mean, I don't know why I really said that. Everything Children of Bodom puts out is pretty melodic. I said you kind of feel like you're flying through a winter sky when you first start the song, and it's true. Like, just, I don't know what it is, what they do with the keyboard, or the sound is just absolutely impeccable. Other than that, it kind of just sounds like a duplicate, except for the very short, slow breakdown in the middle, which like really grabs your attention. It's like, wow, absolutely amazing. And it just, again, it just sets the mood. Taste of My Sky, I think that's how you say that word. Again, very similar intro, but the riffs are slightly different. The song kind of sounds the same, but for some reason it sounds actually slightly different. I think it's because the chanting, like, there's not a ton of chanting in this album, but there really is in Taste of My Sky. And the pirate sounding riffs, very much similar to the previous album, Hate Breeder. Hate Breeder had a lot of pirate sounding riffs, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't know. It just kind of like puts it back into the Hate Breeder days. But honestly, this was only recorded a year after that, so they were kind of in the same era of music, and it all just sounds great. I love those are my top 2 favorite albums by this band. Hate Me, track number 7. The intro sounds like a mix between like Christmas bells and horror sounds. It's really cool. It's like, I don't know. It's just so good. You'll have to hear it for yourself. I honestly, this album to new metal listeners, I'm not saying new metal. I'm saying like people who are new to the metal scene, definitely listen to this album. It is so good. Honestly, just another great contribution to the album, and it just fits the theme. Kick-ass shredding solo, extremely captivating breakdown, one of the best on the album, for sure. Then we move into Northern Comfort, the 8th song. This is where I kind of got a little bit rough with my explaining. At this point in the album, a lot of it is very repetitive. A lot of the guitar work is the same. It's not the greatest song on the album. It's still great, of course. I mean, it's Children of Bodom. Almost all of their stuff is great. There's only a few albums I completely, really disagree with. And to be honest, they're not even that bad. If you give them like a second listen, you're like, okay, this is listenable. But like I said, Northern Comfort, track 8, it's not the first one I would go to. All right, on to the closer, the last song of the album, Kissing the Shadows. Nice, heavy closer, ending on a strong note. The ending solo with the thunder afterwards is just a great way to close the album off. It's just a great way to bring an end to the chaos in this album, because there's a lot of chaos in this album, a lot of screaming, a lot of guitar harmonies, a lot of bells, a lot of really, really good heavy guitar riffs. Just so good. All right, now we're going to move on to the overall album notes. And the first thing I put down was just the first thing that came to mind. Incredible production. I don't know too much about who these guys were working with back in 2000, but incredible production. I absolutely love the sound of melodic death metal, especially the stuff that comes out of Finland. Finnish death metal, so good. And these guys came out of Finland. Just absolutely impeccable. Like, it's so good. After the first 5 songs, the last 4 are a little repetitive. There's some slight changes between the songs, but they really sound the same. And that's a normal thing for second halves of albums. The songs that all kind of sound the same get pushed back because they get listened to less. People pop in an album and then they stop it halfway through. You know, like, people don't... Not everyone listens all the way through. So those songs are less heard. But, like, what I'm saying about the repetitive, I guess the way they were probably thinking, you know, if you have gold, don't dig for silver. Just keep going with what you're good at. Personally, this is my second favorite Bodom album. Coming in first, definitely got to be Hatebreeder. I'm sure we're going to do a review on Hatebreeder as well, just because it is such an amazing album. Also, this is an honest channel, so there will be albums I listen to and I give bad reviews on, or like reviews that I wasn't a fan. And that's okay. You know, like, if you want to hate on me in the comments, it's whatever. It's just opinions. And, you know, like, opinions don't shape who we are. So, honestly, everyone's music taste is different, so we don't have to get mad at each other for that. I put this down in the overall album notes, and I already mentioned this. I would heavily recommend this album to new listeners of the metal genre. Melodic death metal, black metal. This is just great. One thing before I give the overall out of 10 rating to this album. The album art. I mean, just look at that. The colors. You see the graveyard is kind of sitting in water. The Reaper. Just gorgeous album art. The color is just so good. And I think it's just absolutely gorgeous, to be honest. Alright, time for my out of 10 rating. My honest rating of this album, it was the second one I ever heard, and I truly thought that out of the 2 I had heard, it was probably the best one that I was ever going to listen to. And to be honest, this one is so close behind to Hatebreeder that, you know, it really was. It's definitely one of my biggest favorite Children of Bodom albums, sorry. So my rating, my honest rating on this album is a solid 8.8 out of 10. The only thing I don't like is the repetitiveness, a lot of the same rhythm, but there are a lot of parts that are different from one another. And I love that about this band. They can just do so much with their sound. And yeah, that's my honest review. Love it. Love this album. If you guys did enjoy, go ahead and hit the like button. Tell me what album you guys want to see next. If anyone even watches this crap. But I just like being honest on the internet. So I hope you guys have a great day, morning, evening, night, whatever it is. And stay metal. Stay rocking on. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Yeah.